Hey guys, what's going on? I'm William John Raitt, and this is Design and Invest. I'm going to show you what it's like in a day in my life. Right now it is 5:14, about to leave the house. I have to get some quick Joe before I hit the road. It is now 5:30, and my first job is in it's at the Wallgrove property in Venice Beach. And just give you guys a quick background on who I am. I am an interior designer. I have 4 different companies: an interior design company, a staging company, a development company, and an Airbnb rental company, actually vacation rentals. But today we're going to be focusing mostly on design. So let's hit the road in my new little car. Just bought this thing 2 days ago. It's super cheeky, fun, gets a lot of eyeballs. I'm going to wrap it with my logo so it gets a lot of attention on the road. Plus, it comes in very handy on job sites, which I'm on every single day. Job site. And it's tiny, parking's always an issue, so I need to be on the go. So this is me on the road every day. Check out this traffic. It's the 405 at 5:30 in the morning, almost 5:45. This is as good as it gets, guys. So we are now in Venice Beach. It is 6 o'clock. We're here at the property a little early, so we're going to go check out a couple homes that are some inspirations to this property in the $3+ million range that we're up against, and inspirations. As you see, there is a ton of construction going on over here. This is a complete boom. Venice / Mar Vista and surrounding areas are really going through the roof. If you look right here, this one is probably a $3+ million property, very modern. Here is a slightly older one right here, but still probably worth about $3 million. And here you go, it's 2. It appears to be 2 side by side, probably the same developer, built at the same time. Very nice. So this is what we're up against, and of course I have to use these as my inspiration when designing this property, because this is what people expect in this neighborhood. Okay, so here's another example of a reason why you have to design to your neighborhood. This house is beautiful. It's somewhat of a Cape Cod style house, which here in Venice and sort of beach areas over here, people expect to see moderns and that kind of property. This one would do amazing in Sherman Oaks, you know, as a modern wouldn't. So you really have to design to the neighborhood and know what your max value is, and this right here is not the max value for this neighborhood. This probably took them a long time to sell. This was probably not at the price point of modern, and you know, it is cute, but not the style of this area. Okay, we are now here at the Wallgrove property. We just got here. It is 6:15 in the morning. Our meeting is at 6:30. I try to be at least 15-20 minutes early to every meeting, just so I can prepare, get my notes ready, and just, you know, get ready for the meeting. A little background on this property. This was a little tiny, ugly, you know, 50s home. We tore it down, and then we're building a brand new construction, ultra modern 4-bedroom house with all kinds of cool movie room, pool, swim up bar. I mean, just really bringing it on all the finishes, and it'll sell for probably $3.5–4 million once it's finished, and that will be fairly soon. Our meeting today is with a developer client who is doing this construction. Also happens to be my best client, my brother. We came up together, and he's still my best client, and I do all the design work for him, all of the staging, ground up architectural plans, you know, validations, artist renderings, which we'll insert a couple artist renderings right now as well of how this property will look when it's finished. Yeah. Hey guys, this is Melissa. Melissa started off with the company a few years ago as my assistant, and has now risen through the ranks. It's not big ranks, but she's now the COO, Chief Operating Officer of the staging division, and a huge component to the design business. She has a art background in. She went to FITM. And so she's very in touch with design and a lot of graphic stuff too. So it's really helpful to have a person like her on a team. She's very, go-getting, just like myself. I don't have to give her direction. She knows what to do, and she just runs with it.
Hey Johnny, before the meeting, I want to show you these proofs.
Okay, cool. So just so you guys know what this is some proofs for the business cards that I'm printing. These are some new ones for Greedo, WJR Interiors, and Scribe. I'm just sort of doing some rebranding, kind of keeping the theme of these somewhat alike for each business, but just different colors. And you know, they are all different businesses, so I want to keep them separate, but also somewhat consistent with each other. So she created these. These are pretty cool. Okay, we're about to go into the meeting right now. We have some tools of the trade that we have to wear. This is a new construction job site, so hard hats are required if OSHA shows up, or you know, inspectors or whatever. They're going to require us to have those things. So it's better to just be safe than sorry. So we got that. Got our hard hat, tape measure, of course. Blue tape to mark any imperfections, things like that, always necessary. Notepad, and we're ready to go. So we got Arturo here, the cabinet maker. He's going to go over all of the specs for the kitchen designs, bathrooms, just to confirm everything's good before he starts installation. We've got all of our designs that we spec'd out. So now we just need to really go through, make sure we don't hit any hiccups. I already found a couple mistakes. We need to fur out a wall a little bit, and we're going to jump in. Hey guys, we got to get cooking. I wanted to go room by room with you and show all the finishes and the features of this house because they are really badass. But stay tuned for a future episode. I'll walk you through every single space. And here's a quick snapshot of the design book so you can see a little bit of the finishes. This is why I got a little tiny car, guys. I can get around anything and park anywhere. Okay, we just got to the next property. We're in Anaheim right now, and it is 11 o'clock. The house that we're about to go walk into is a quick flip for one of my good clients, Tom. I manage a few of his Airbnb properties, and he said, hey, you want to do some design work for a flip I have going on? So I'm helping him with the design work as well as the project management for this job. I come up here to Anaheim once a week to do the project management, make sure that the designs are going. I also queued up the contractor for him, introduced him to somebody I'd used, and so we're working on that. Today is inspection day, so you got to be a little quiet. So the inspectors are coming. We'll be in and out real quick. I don't want to film the front of it right just yet. We want to walk in kind of covert, so as to not draw attention if the inspector does walk in. But a little background on this job overview. I'm doing all the interior design, all of the project management, as well as the staging. So also what I'm doing here today is drawing up my notes to prepare for the staging, which will be finished. The job will be finished about a week, and then I'll come in and stage it. And I like complete transparency on my jobs, and as will you as a viewer appreciate it, because a lot of designers coming up don't know how to bill appropriately. They don't know what to charge or what to sort of how to structure their time. A lot more of that to come in future videos, but just so you know, in this job, I'm charging my client $4,000 for the design and project management, only because I can control that. I know that it's going to be a 4 to 5, maybe 6 week flip. It's going to require about 3 hours a week of my time. And initially I have to do a little bit more with the design work on spec book and getting all of the finishes picked out. So this is a $4,000 job. The staging will be about $3,500 on top of that. So that's a separate company of mine. So this is just WJR Interiors, is the design aspect. The staging is Scribe Staging, which is a completely separate company, built separately, and so on. Future videos of the complete job, including staging, to come in the next couple of videos. It's really important, for me at least, because I have issues with time management. I have ADD, so I have to counteract that with planning every single minute of my day. So literally every minute of every day, appointments and such are calendarized. Calendarized? I don't even know what's the word, but and so next we're off to Pasadena to walk a job with a that's coming to the end for a private client who's moving into the house. It's not a flip, not an investment. It's just a client who wanted a remodel of a home she just purchased, and we are heading there.
2 hours later.
So
you got rid of your other
this
one.
is
Kelvin.
Kelvin,
Nice to meet you.
is
Kelvin,
going to be filming for a little bit. This is Dave, the contractor.
There's the contract. No, I'm not. Jesus, look at it. Fuck.
It's a go-kart.
And it's convertible. Okay, so this is a rehab job. This particular bathroom, we're trying to keep all of the existing tile that's in this room on the walls, but unfortunately there's a couple pieces here that broke that need to be replaced. We tried to pick up some tile, it did not match, so unfortunately we have to come up with plan B. That's either ripping out all the tile in the surrounds and replacing it, which is not as, it doesn't make sense. So what I'm going to propose to the homeowner when she gets here is ripping out the tile on just this wall for the vanity, which actually might look better too, and just putting drywall on that wall and painting that. So we'll see what she says. Okay, so here's the tile that we used downstairs in her mom's bathroom, and we're most likely going to use something just like this for here, split it down the middle, and that's that. We're going to check the color, make sure the white is close enough. Stand it up. It's actually whiter. Yeah, this is good. So this is pretty damn close. Yeah, so this tile is going to be on this entire wall right here, and I think it'll work. Tony, you can strip this fine, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, let's strip it and install this straight over. Make it as easy as possible. And
Okay, when you beat these out though, when you put the stuff on, take these off and save them. Because I got to put the mirrors back on like this.
Yeah.
In the center.
these light fixtures up here
And move them over.
were adjusted before to the original vanity that was much smaller. So we're going to bust these out and we're going to move it over about 6 inches center to right here. Yeah. And so that's the plan. It's a happy surprise too. Not really happy, but at least her lights are symmetrical, and I don't have to play my little game that I was going to play to sort of offset the balance.
Just save those pieces of wood though.
Yeah.
Okay, now let this guy come back in here tomorrow and go ahead and do this.
Hey, quit breaking shit. I heard you're breaking shit.
Not me. Look at his scars. Look how bad he got here.
Oh, pobrecito.
Workman's comp.
So unfortunately, this entire wall, we got to come up with a plan B for that wall. And this entire wall, we're going to retile with a just a white version of this tile, 24 by 12, the entire wall. So that way it matches as close as humanly possible, because to redo this entire bathroom tile, this is going to be close to $5-6 grand for this client. You know what I mean? And that's way too much money. This is a $700 solution to do this, and nobody ever walking in would be like, oh my god, why is that? Why? This one is like marbleized. It's going to look totally fine. But also, if you introduce a completely different tile, like a gray or something else, you're competing with too many factors, too many tiles. You have 1, 2, 3, and then a fourth you're introducing is just too much. You know what I mean? So it's the best solution, and I'm going to present it to the client when she comes right now. She was hoping we could find this and match it, and I was too, but you know what? Plan B. And it's going to look really nice. Let me tell you another cool little design factor here. This was a weird second door into the closet, sort of pass-through room before. Totally dumb. You have your main entrance here. You don't need a secondary one and come right in and see the toilet, and it didn't make any sense. So what I did was I did a really creative solution here, and I created a linen closet out of it. So we used that entire space to build a linen closet. On the back side of this is her master closet. I'll show you that right now. Okay, now here is the master closet. This was just a weird, blank, empty room with a passageway into the master bath. Didn't make any sense at all. I had my closet guy come in, put in a whole new solution. I drew this up, came out perfect. And then over here is where that door was. So we used it as a dead corner that you would never notice the difference. So you never would know that there was a weird door into the bathroom here, as well as the linen closet would never know that there was a weird door there. So come over here. This room right here used to be a staircase going downstairs. It's a very odd staircase. They already have one staircase going to the upper floor from downstairs, so they didn't need a second one going straight into the master. It was really awkward. And so we got rid of the staircase, created this extra bonus space. And if you notice the floor, we didn't want to try to match this flooring with, which we did downstairs, we ended up matching it, but we put in some tiles in here. She's going to use this as the gym. So based on her usage, we decided to do these gym tiles in here. She's going to put her treadmill in here. It's a perfect little space in her master. Picture a treadmill right here. You know, you're working on your treadmill, and then your machine over here, looking outside. Not treadmill, but it's an elliptical. And so that's that. Yeah. This bathroom here was already existing. It's like quite nice, so we didn't even touch it. We didn't modify it. One of the reasons also I told her to buy this house because the wood flooring is really nice. It's acacia wood. It has good movement to it. This bathroom doesn't need to be renovated. The one downstairs didn't need to be renovated. Unfortunately, her electrical was completely shot. She needed to completely rewire this house. Good thing she did too, because it was literally a fire hazard. It was really, really bad. So thankfully, we took care of her there and added the upgrades that are needed, but not a full renovation. She had taken me to a house before that that she was in escrow on, and wanted my opinion on it, and you know what I would do. Didn't have enough square footage for her. It was in a better part of Pasadena that she wanted, but unfortunately, it needed a lot of work. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars of work. This one, not as much, you know what I mean? And she can move in quicker. She's owned this for, I think, 3 months now is the total length that this job has taken to fix and renovate, you know, to her liking. The other one, she wouldn't have moved in for over a year. You know, carrying a mortgage, I mean, it's like $1.5 million house as she bought it, you know, so carrying a mortgage on that for a year and a half until it's ready to move into would suck for anybody, you know. So fortunately, this one worked out great. She's super stoked, and I am very happy to have her as a client because she gives me carte blanche. Anything I say goes, and that's the way it's best. I mean, those kind of clients are the best. They get the best product because they're not dictating all this stuff. But you know what? Every client is different. You got to work with them and their needs. If they have some things they're dead set on, you accommodate them. That's just the reality of this business. This bedroom here is another bedroom that we modified. It had really awkward ceilings that had unnecessary joists and popcorn ceilings, and it was just really bad. So we took out the ceiling completely, rebuilt it, drywalled to the ceiling joists, and added recessed lights. And the closet over here, the closet structure, there was a standalone sort of IKEA closet here before, and it didn't make any sense. So what we did is we framed it in the wing walls and created a slider in here. And the contractor was nice enough to include some nice shelving for her that he built. So we didn't have the custom closet guy do this closet because it's pretty standard. It's for her son. This is her son's bedroom. And again, nightstands. We use the USB because their kids are definitely going to have phones they're plugging in and devices, and they can plug straight in there. So very convenient little trick of the trade. This room here was more of a just an extra room / den. There was no real purpose to it. So what we did is we created a sort of game room for her husband. He wanted a man cave really bad, so we gave it to him. His wife was nice enough to buy him a table, and we put in a really cool light fixture here over the pool table, and we're gonna put some cool furniture in here. On this wall over here, we're gonna do a walk-up bar for him. I'm gonna custom build. I actually already designed it, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna build it right here with some floating shelves. Check later, I'll show you some pictures of this, but this is gonna be one of the key features in the bar. So this should, come around here, look at this. This safe was under that staircase that we tore down, just hiding. It was so crazy that we had to keep it. The height of it is perfect for a bar height. So what we're going to do is we're going to custom build a bar around this feature. He's going to keep his liquor in it, cool things, and it's just a fun feature for his game room. We still have to get into it. We haven't been able to get into the safe yet, so I have a locksmith coming over at some point. He's going to get us into it, whether we keep it as a working one and can recode it, or just keep it open, and he just has a cool little vault for his alcohol. Whatever we could do. Obviously, we want to be able to recode it so you can use it maybe for his Rolexes, I don't know, whatever he has. This room over here used to be just a weird kind of closet / staircase. Over this corner was where the staircase was that we tore out, and we were able to absorb more space into this room to make it a nice downstairs room for Grandma. And we added some cool features in here for her, and we added a full bath, which wasn't here before, and we did a no reveal entrance for the shower, so with grab bars, so she can get in and out of it with ease and not have to worry about hurting herself. Come in here, let's check out her fancy toilet. We got her a $2,000 toilet, Toto. Grandma wants the wash lid, so here we go. Check it out. This one has a built-in bidet, flushing. There's 2 settings. I have 2 of these at my house. I love it.
How do you close the top?
You warm the seat. It closes automatically.
It hasn't yet.
Well, because you're in motion. It's a motion sensor. If you walk near it, it opens.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is a great washlet. It has 2 different settings, 1 and 2. You can oscillate like a like a sprinkler. You can control the oscillation. The pulsating.
How do you make it flush?
Yeah, make it flush. No, flush is up here.
No, I know that, but I mean for the
you have to sit. Yeah, it senses your butt, and then you sit on it, and then you push rear. There's 2 settings. One for the front, which we don't.
I could use that.
Look right on your balls.
Wash your balls off.
And then the back goes straight in where you think it goes.
So you got a butthole washer and a ball stack mixer.
Yes, you do.
Cool.
And then there's a light flush and a full flush, and then this is the open seat, closed seat. And so here's the shower. Let me walk you through here. We complete this. This didn't exist. This used to be the water heater closet. We put a tankless water heater in our house, so we were able to absorb this space for her walk-in shower. And as you see here, there's a no reveal. It's perfect for so there's no curb so that she has to step over. There's a grab bar over here, right here, that she can use while she's showering. A nice niche that's out of the way. You always want to keep the niches out of sight because it hides bottles and things that you don't want to see. You know what I mean? And then she has the shower head right here. But the cool feature I love most about this that I designed for her is nobody wants to get into a shower, turn it on, and you're immediately in the shower. So what we did is we put the valve right here before she gets in, sets the temperature correct, then she's able to walk in to a nice warm shower or whatever setting she wants to take it. And yeah, that's basically it over here. Oh no, we have a custom closet we did for her too. Let me show you that. So come in here. Here's the custom closet we did. And we utilized that space again. That was this space was split. There was a closet before to the man cave and a closet to this sort of space that basically was one big closet. It was a really awkward room. We incorporated this entire space into a walk-in closet for Grandma. And there is her vanity, which we built in. And let's meet the homeowner. She's over here. Toilet. Hey, Mom. This is Raitt, my client, Raitt.
Hi.
She's a pleasure to work with, and this is the mom right here. This is her bedroom we're in.
Also cares about the toilet.
Yeah, she loves her toilet. So Raitt is a pleasure to work with. I've worked with her on our other house, as well as her best friend's house. We fully renovated that one, and I helped her do some Airbnb business too, over near USC, and helped her get some places leased and fixed up, and anything she needs, I'm here for her. And like I said, pleasure to work with. She really gives me carte blanche, and for good reason, because this is what I do, and this is why she hired me. So
Carte blanche, I like that. Yes, I'm totally for carte blanche. It things look good when John picks it out. And we're very happy with the whole project. People are always very frustrated with their contractors. I'm actually happy. In fact, I don't know what people are complaining about. It's great.
Well, trust me, the more people, there's a lot of very unhappy people out there, and it's because they expect things that they don't know, and they try to do it on their own, or there's different reasons. They'll bring in one person to do something and they're unhappy with. You gotta have sort of one person control and sort of run the reins. But you did the right thing by hiring me, and I recommended Dave, and Dave does great work. And so this job moved quick. Like I said before, she was an escrow on a house in South Pasadena that was beautiful, beautiful area. The house was gorgeous, but it needed a lot of work. Way more work than this house does. And it would have taken her over a year to move into that house. This one has been, 3 months? And she's able to move in, this weekend?
Yeah.
So she's moving in this weekend. We're doing one last walkthrough, make sure we tighten everything up, a couple last minute decisions, and she's in. The space here had a couple random windows, so what I wanted to do was something dramatic and open it wide, like nice and big. I mean, what is this, a 16-foot slider? 16 feet, and two panels that fold this way, so now you bring your indoor living and your outdoor living together. Before, she also didn't have the deck, so extending that deck out there, they're going to use this space more than anything now, and now this room doesn't look like a hallway. You can float your furniture right down the middle and still walk on both sides of it. This will be where your TV is, right over here. You float your furniture here, you put a chair in the corner, TV stand, and then now this outdoor space is really where it's at. This here, we built a big beefy deck with cascading staircase down all three sides of it, here, and here, as well. Two sides, yeah. Well, a little bit in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so she wanted a jacuzzi real bad, so we worked that into where it's going to flow straight to the deck to the jacuzzi. And it's also the same espresso-ish color. And we built this system up here. We're going to put some sails up here, which I need to measure today to make sure that we buy the right sails to where it'll keep this place shaded in. One option that we sort of batted around was to do like a retractable awning, but those can get quite pricey, and it was pricey. So the sails are a quicker solution, cheaper solution, but also very cool and hip. You'll see the afters. Okay. So if you look at it from the outside, this is the dormer that we added to the left. But we did it in a way so it matches the right almost perfectly. You would never even notice that it's there. And it adds symmetry to the space because before, all that was there was the dormer on the right. And it just looked off balance. The roof line didn't look right. Everything just looked a little off balance. And so now with it there, looks beautiful. Opens up light in that top room, the music room. And I love it. I think I did a really good job.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
We just arrived to my client's house, the one that she's currently living in and renting. She wants to go over furniture, what items she should keep from her current collection and take over to her new house. Let's see what she has and give her some suggestions. I also brought some catalogs with me so I can leave with her, make some suggestions. But really I want to see what she's vibing on. So I'm going to have her ear tag the catalog. I'm not going to overwhelm her with too many stuff. That's definitely something that it's very important to designers out there. They give too many selections to clients that really have no idea. They're just going to get confused and end up making a poor decision or not a decision at all. Change it 20 times. Just give them a couple different catalogs or just one company that's one of your go-tos when you do personal shopping like this. And I have wholesale accounts with these, so it's really easy for me to put the orders in. They'll even ship it over straight, and or they're also local LA, so they can go pick it up. But let's see how it goes. Let's see what she has. Okay. Is all the furniture here yours, or
all the furniture here is
outdoor,
mine,
everything?
and out here, and then I'll have more in the garage.
Okay. All right. So let's check it out. this one I could stage with for like a huge space, but it really doesn't work for your house.
Okay.
These ones,
Can it go into the man cave?
yeah. One on one side, one on the other, or both of them side by side, and yeah, bring them and then put them there for now, and then maybe you might shuffle one upstairs or somewhere.
Okay,
Yeah.
bring them for now.
Yeah, definitely bring them.
Okay.
We can make it work.
Right,
But
the
see
fire
now,
pit was kind of cool.
by keeping these red chairs, you're dictating your space elsewhere in the backyard to red before we make any
Okay, that makes
firm
sense.
purchases.
Okay.
And also show it to your husband, show it to your
Okay.
daughter, show it to your son.
Okay.
See what they're digging on,
Okay.
and they'll like it. But don't just pick only from here because this is in front of you. Go to these
Look
websites.
at those websites.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I
You're
think
good.
are we
Ready to
good?
rock. Congratulations, you're about to move in. Okay, so we're just leaving Wei Yi's house right now that she's renting. I gave her some catalogs for some furniture so she could pick out some cool stuff. And once she dials it in a little more, I'll help her assemble the order and go that direction. As far as compensation for that particular design job, I helped her with all of the design aspects, with the floor plan options, the picking of the tile, all the spec materials, and helped manage that project. But I knew that the contractor that she hired, I had worked with him tons of times. I referred him. He's a great contractor, and I would use him every time. He's a little on the pricier side, but I love him to death, and he is no BS. Like, he gets the job done, and you never have to worry about it. If there's a mistake or something that happens, he rarely hits you with extras unless they're just something that really just, oh shit, So he's the perfect contractor for a client like Wei Yi. And Wei Yi, what I charge for my fee for that job is $4,000. And I did some project management, not full blown, like I was there every day. That job is not necessary with a contractor like that. I give him all the information and the details, and he runs with it. You got to tell him one time, check in, just confirm once every couple weeks. And this job took, I think, just under 3 months to complete from beginning to end. So it's a good return on that one. Normally for jobs that are going to take months and months, past 3 months or what have you, I charge by the hour. I take retainers for those jobs in advance, and then chip away at those hours and just report to them what hours I worked and what have you. My typical rate is about $75 an hour for that time. I charge about $25 on average for drive time. So if it takes me an hour to get there, it's $25. A half hour, just $12.50, and then $75 per hour for the time needed. I can't work like that on all jobs. I can't do that for small jobs. I gotta charge flat rates for small jobs. It just doesn't make much sense to do those ones at all if that's the case. This particular one, I knew that it was going to go smoothly, and so $4,000 was a sufficient. Plus, she's a total sweetheart. I do other business with her too, and every time she needs anything, she calls me, and so she's a great client who is recommending people left and right. She's got a neighbor right now that she wants me to go and give a price quote on for a room addition. And so I'm not a contractor myself, so I do design and project management. And so for jobs like that, what I do is I give them my design and project management fee, recommend contractors, they sign deals with the contractors directly, and I manage the entire process. I pick out all the materials, etc., etc. So but I still make sure to keep track of all of my hours every day that I work on these jobs. So at the end of the job, I can add up all the time that I spent on this job, divided by the $4,000 I'm making on this job, and then figure out what I made hourly on that. And this one's going to work out just fine. So I don't really need to do the numbers. My bookkeeper and my business coach may make me do it just as an exercise, just to make sure that I get that process and sort of refine it as much as possible. It's always a work in progress, guys. I've been doing this for years, but you're always learning new stuff. I hope I'm helping you guys learn some stuff, and please comment, record videos, send them back to me, at me. I will reply to you and respond. All right, hey guys, it is 4 p.m. We just got to the Kyle property. This is in Sunland, California. This is a really interesting story with this one. This is one of my developer clients bought this house, and they were just going to do a quick ground and pound flip on it. I don't even think they pulled permits. I mean, yeah, actually they did pull permits, but it was just supposed to be a ground and pound flip, and in and out, and it turned into a total disaster for them. They had an oak tree in the middle of the property, which restricted them from doing any kind of new development on the property because there's all kinds of laws to protect oak trees and such. So there's that. The properties up here are all zigzag, the property lines through each other's properties. There's easements, there's all kinds of crazy stuff. The house was in such bad shape, it just was basically a teardown once they started gutting it and getting into it. And then the backside of the property couldn't be rebuilt exactly the same because it laid half on the neighbor's side. Neighbor was a complete jerk about it and wasn't playing ball at all. And then so when they tore it down, they wanted to build a bigger house and more square footage. Then they had all kinds of issues with the oak tree. They had to go to the oak tree commission to get it torn down and had to plant 50 other oak trees in place of it, not in place of it but elsewhere, to replace the one that they cut down. A bit of a travesty. I don't like cutting trees. I love working with nature as much as humanly possible. This one, they couldn't build anything. They literally couldn't build anything back there because you have setbacks, side backs, things, restrictions that they literally, this oak tree was in the middle of the property. They couldn't build anything on it. It was just a parking lot with an oak tree in the middle. So they had to go through the commission and get the oak tree legally torn down. And they did so. This is probably 3 years ago that this went down. So I've been working on this job for 3 years now, touching it in many different levels. And finally, the contractors finished the construction on it. It's basically 99%. I'm here to do a staging bid on it to give them a quote on that. I think they'll be ready to stage next week. I'll be showing you some afters of it after it's staged, and some right now of a little walkthrough of the property, as well as some artist renderings that I did a couple years ago. We changed the color. I think they're yellow or something, and some floor plans so you can see the inside. We did all that as well. And so yeah, property's finally finished. Mind you, I have like 30, 40 properties like this that I'm working on at all different levels of construction for different clients. So, I mean, that's why I'm running around all day, every day, job site, job site, job site. Some are at different stages, some are being finished. We saw Wei earlier. Her house is just being finished. The one in Anaheim is just being finished in about a week. So those ones are at the latter end. This one here is ready to stage and being finished. So let's walk in and check it out. Okay, so looks like they're building a big deck out here. I wasn't aware of that. That's cool. It's gonna look really nice once it's staged. So let's walk the plank and go check out the inside. Okay, it looks like they're about 2 weeks out. The electrician still needs to come and put the finish on. The countertop guy needs to put the stone on. Floors are all in place. I see some tile here, which means that the bathrooms probably aren't done yet, so maybe more than 2 weeks. But let's walk around and check it out. This would be the living room, dining room, stage right over here against the kitchen. Nice little deck out there. Here is like a little den area. Actually, no, this is the bedroom. I think originally we had planned on making this the den, but it's really in the bedroom. I see a closet right there. Okay, so the tile in this bathroom is in. Nice little white subway with some black grout, some black trim, Schluter trim, great cabinets, shaker style. And if I remember correctly, I think I spec'd out white counters for these. Yeah, it's a good tile guy. It's not easy to pull that off with that darker cabinet. So the floors aren't done yet up here. So again, these are all like 2-day jobs for the right guy. Come in, boom, boom. Countertop guy, 1-day job. The cabinets are in, things like that are in. So this could move quickly. And of course, the developers always want things like when they're done, they want it right away. So I got to be ready with my notes and my plan and guide, so that way the second they're ready, I can come in here, fire in the furniture, and get this puppy on the market for them. For those of you watching at home, I know it looks a lot further along than, a lot further out than 2 weeks or so, but really it's just putting things together at this point, and then that goes quick. Casing guy comes in, he's the same guy that we use for the floors. The second trade will be the countertop guy, cabinet guy come put the finish in the pools on. The plumber comes and installs all the faucets. and then basically the electrician comes in, does the finish items too. So it could go really quick. So hopefully 2 weeks they'll be ready to stage this puppy, and I'll be ready for them. And I'll send them the proposal later on tonight, and then the second they're ready, we'll come fire our furniture in here. Okay, so if you notice in here, we have remnants of somebody staying here. We have house sitters at these properties during construction to make sure that they don't get broken into, they get protected during the process of construction, and it must be pretty rough living in a situation that doesn't have running water yet or anything like that, but at least these guys keep it safe, they make a little money, everybody's happy. So basically what I do when I do the staging diagrams, I just kind of dictate the spaces I indicate which spaces get what furniture, silly little drawings, and then follow those up with photos for my team to follow. But really the photos, for the most part, unless there's really strange places that need to be measured, are usually enough to go on. And then I just got to give my notes, like this is a 4-bedroom. The upstairs bedrooms will be all actual bedrooms. The downstairs bedroom I want to make a badass office because it's nice and big, and it's downstairs. It overlooks a nice little view, so it'll be cool. And if you only had 3 bedrooms, I wouldn't sort of advise to put an office, only because you only have 3 bedrooms. But being that there's a 4th bedroom, having that extra space as an office is completely acceptable in my point of view for this buyer. Some buyers, if it's a super big family kind of area where people are gonna, shove their cousins and aunts and uncles, and they just pack it in there and then just put all beds. But really, those kind of properties, I don't really stage those properties too often. Those are a lot lower price points. But this one, in this general area, will be the dining room set. In this area over here will be the living room. The only thing I really want to notate here is that the TV stand will probably be situated over here. And I do like staging with televisions. A lot of stagers, they don't use televisions. I choose to do so because I'm a practical stager. I like coming into a space and feeling how somebody's gonna live in there. Some people, they just put chairs and make it visually appealing, but then you sit down and think about it, like, where the hell am I gonna put my TV? And then a lot of people will literally, that'll be a negative, that'll be in their head, like, well, there's no place to put a TV. Even though there is places to put TVs, they see it as you put it. So it's really, you want to take out all of the questions. You want to answer them all when you stage a property. You want them to feel like they bring the toothbrush and just move on in, you know what I mean? And your clients get a better service that way too. So it's really important to dictate TV walls, or at least give options for those. And dining room sets, like look at the space. People are gonna wonder, where the hell am I gonna put my dining room? It's not an obvious situation. So that's why staging is so important. People they don't get it. They don't see like I do. You know what I mean? They don't see like other designers do. They don't have any idea where to put stuff. And it's the truth. That's why staging is very, very important. Okay, we are off. The next property we're going to is my flip. It's in Encino. I need to go pay a couple people and check on the progress. I have a lot of trades over there right now, finishing up some items, and I need to make sure that work has been done. So that's where we're heading. All right, it's 5:45. We just got the My Flip right now. This is the Clemens property. If you see it right behind us, it's a huge pink palace right now. Looks like an apartment building. It's actually a single family residence. It's just very tall. After we're done with it, it's gonna look like a modern oasis. It's gonna be beautiful. So far, what we've done to the exterior, we've done lots of the interior, which I'll take you inside right now. And there'll be plenty other blog posts about this, because since this is mine, I'm gonna take you through all the financials and all the breakdown in later videos. But right now, just give you a little overview of what we're doing to the outside and where we're at right now. We just changed out all the windows to black vinyl windows. The casings, we're in good shape, so we just painted the casings the color they're gonna be. The entire stucco in the front is gonna be white, smooth stucco. So that's coming up next. That's like the last thing we're gonna do is all white, smooth stucco. We put a new garage door, sleek, modern, flat paneled garage door. Painted it the really, really dark brown, almost black color that you see on there. And that whole chase right inside of the entryway is going to be black as well, up and down. We have an awesome black aluminum door, which you'll see in a couple minutes, and that complements all the other black trim and such. And underneath that eyebrow above the garage door, that whole strip right there horizontally where the garage is all going to be that same dark chocolate color as well. These planters are all going to be that black color as well, so it's going to be a stark contrast between the light white stucco and then the black accents and trims and such. And it's going to show really well when we're done. We're going to put the address number somewhere on that staircase wall right there. We have 4 bedrooms here, 3 bath, and a pool, jacuzzi. Really cool house. Not for everybody though, because there are stairs, but it has amazing views of the valley, which are back there, and much more to come later. Okay. Enjoy. Okay, it's 6:45 now. This is the last stop of the day. This is the Victory 1 property. I was on my way home, so I thought I'd stop by. The reason why it's called Victory 1 is because this client has like 5 or 6 on the street. So they had title them Victory 1, 2, 3. Looks like they're about ready to stucco it. So they're not quite ready for me to get involved. I did all the design work, artist renderings. I'll do the staging to help with the leasing of this. Usually with apartments like this, they lease out the units first before they go to sell it. So if they're going to sell this building or keep it, I don't know what their strategy is for this developer. But if they do decide to sell it, usually the buyer would rather them have all the units rented out at market rate and then turned over to them as a part of the contingencies of the sale. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but it looks like they are at least a couple months out. Okay? All right. It is now 7 o'clock. Back at home. It's been a long day. Usually I'm back home by like 5, 6 o'clock. Today's been an especially long day, but I'm glad that you joined me and I was able to show what I do every day. And this is just a taste. I have over 30, 40 properties at any given time at all different stages that I'm working on. And we stage, 10, sometimes 15 properties a month. So we have that business, that we have a lot of activity. Also future posts will show a lot more of that. But now it's time to get some dinner, go inside, play with my son. Tomorrow's another day. Thanks for watching. Baby.